Now that everything has been deployed to Azure, let's take a look at the different resources that we have. So the function app is going to be waiting here with the two C# rules that we made earlier, the cleanup rules and the request access. We can see both of those here. If we wanted to run them on our own, then we could just click on them. And then we could click the test and run right here. And then we could click the run at the bottom right here. And using that can allow these to be run whenever we please, right? Rather than when they're normally supposed to be run. We have the environment variables over here as well. These are the variables that the function code is going to be trying to use. So it's going to need these for them to work. So if you wanted to show the value, then we could see all of them here. A very important one is this one at the bottom, website run from package, where it's going to be looking at the resource that it needs to be able to get the code to run it from. So this is the storage account that we are using. So it's going to connect to the storage account. It's going to connect to the containers inside of the storage account, and then it's going to retrieve the packaged code so that it can use it right here. And it's also through this that we can create our rules. And then if we go over to the SQL server right here, then we can look on this and we can see the networking. Now remember that the whole point of the C# codes, the whole reason that we are sending rules and requests is so that we can come here and we can create a rule on this SQL server. So right now there's no rule that exists right here. And that's good because we don't want anyone to be able to access this, but it's on selected networks. So it's specifying that it's only going to allow connections from certain IP addresses. We need to get our IP address so that we can send in a request to it, which then the function app is going to read through. It's going to say, all right, it's good to go. And then I'll be able to put it in and I'll be able to access the SQL server. Right now I can access it because I have access to the Azure subscription, but then I can access it through my IP address instead with this rule. So there are a few ways to be able to get the IP address that you need from your machine. One of the ways that I like to do it is to look up what is my IP address. You can do that from the internet, and then it will tell you what your IP address is. There's also some commands that you can run on your terminal. But once you have it, we then need to take it and we need to put it in this command right here. And there we have that right here. So now we've been able to construct the command that is going to be our curl commands that will create the rule for us. Here I am on git bash. So now with the command that we just had, let's go ahead and put that in and send a request. And it tells us right there that we were able to get access granted. So now our rule has been created through the Azure Function app. Now we're back here on the Azure portal, so we can see the SQL server right here. And we can see that my IP address has been sent here. It's created this rule. It started it with JIT _. And now I will be able to access it through my IP address. And then once again, this is not required. The application insights and the log analytic workspace are not required, but they are helpful if we want to get some information. So through running some queries, it can give us some insights about what's going on with our applications. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look at these rules that I've run a few times. And let's run this again right here. And then you can see right here that it says that let me zoom in for that. There we go. So now if I zoom in here, then you can see that it says that the rule was made for it. It's going to expire in 58 minutes. And there are also some commands that I have put on the GitHub repository itself that you can try out, where it can give you some information. You can try some of these commands right here. These are some KQL commands that you can run, just like how I ran them, to be able to get some information. And you can also look at all the other documentation. This is what I want to close everything on, is that you can look inside of the docs folder right here, and this should be able to help you out a lot with what you're going through. Here's a run book right here, so you can look at common problems that have happened and how you might be able to fix them. You can look at the deployment guide right here, and these should take you through just about everything that you need to know to be able to do this. So I hope that this has been a helpful project for you to look at. Thanks.